going on, guys? Twin Cities Peppers here. We got a tips and tricks video for you today. This one is on Compost Tea. Shiloh, get over here. This one is on Compost Tea. So Compost Tea is basically a brew of different organic products that add microbial life back to the soil. You're adding different microbes that's going to help break down nutrients and make it readily available to the plant. That's what no-till is all about. So this is really beneficial, unlocks a lot of stuff for your plants, and keeps your soil very healthy and alive. So your soil is always going to be living with no-till, as you may already know. So a few products here. We got Boogie Brew, which is my favorite base for compost tea. These are the very necessary ones. So your base, which is the Boogie Brew, and molasses. Those are two very necessary ones. These other ones are actually going to be little additions that I add in. So you guys don't necessarily have to add those in. But let's go over these products here. So we're going to do the Boogie Brew, insect frass, green aminos. These green aminos are from greengro. I also got humic acid here. Got some kelp meal and some marine algae extract, as well as some Alaskan fish fertilizer. So these are the things that are going to be necessary. Here is the actual thing that is going to be containing all this stuff. You're going to put all this stuff into this mesh bag here. This is from Tea Labs. I recommend getting this. This is going to hook up to a pump and bubble from the bottom for about 24 hours. So I'll post the link in the description for these things, and then you guys can choose which ones you want to use. So let's go over. I've been bubbling my water for at least 24 hours. This gets the chlorine out of the water. You don't want to have chlorine with any of these, which is why we had the RV filter on the hose. That RV filter is available on Amazon. You don't want to kill these microbes, so I just make sure to bubble my stuff even with the filter, just to ensure that we get the best results in this compost tea. So let's go over and check out the setup I have over here. Okay, so this is my little setup I have. This is 10 or 12 gallons of water in here. I got my pump here. I hung it from the top of my little screw, nail up there, just so it doesn't vibrate. You can hang it from anything, or it's got rubber down here if you want to attach it to like a board or something, so it doesn't make noise, excessive noise. And then we have obviously our little bag here. I put rocks in the bottom of this just to hold down this whole thing while it's bubbling. And let's mix this up. Alright guys, so we're going to start with the liquid. I'm going to do the humic acid first, shake it up. I do 3 tablespoons in 10 gallons. This is full power humic acid. Not necessary, but I like to add it. 3 tablespoons. Well, that doesn't have to be perfect, but just get it close. And then we're going to do, let's see here, the molasses. This stuff you can just literally pour in. The more the better, really. Can't really overdo it, but it says 4 tablespoons, so I'm just going to kind of, there we go, eyeball that. So 4 tablespoons in 10 gallons. Next thing we're going to do the nitrozime, which is the algae extract, at 2 tablespoons. One more thing, guys. So the molasses is the food for the microbes as it's multiplying. It gives them something to eat. So you can add this halfway through. If you're doing 48 hours, I'd do it after 24 hours. If you're doing 24 hours, do it after 12 hours. Just add a little bit more and you'll see a lot of froth coming up on the top. That's their waste, basically. It's what they, not poop, but it's their waste. So you'll see it on top as it's brewing, which is really good. It means they're multiplying and doing really good. So that's the molasses there. And then do some fish fertilizer. This is also food, so you can do one or the other. I do both. I like to go a little bit above and beyond for this stuff. This is a, let me see, 4 ounces, so 2 tablespoons times 2. That's for 5 gallons on the sheet, so times 2 for 10 gallons. We're gonna do 4 tablespoons there. 4 tablespoons is 1/4 cup, so I'm just gonna fill this up. This is a 1/4. Stuff stinks. Add that in there. Stanky. Stanky. Holy crap. It's to be expected though. So next we're going to take our mesh bag here. And I got some rocks in here again just to weight down that whole thing. We're going to put our dry products in here. So we're going to do 1 cup, 1/2 to 1 cup of each of these. I'm going to do 1 cup of those. I got my measuring cup. 1 cup of each of these. And all these instructions are on the bags, so what I just added there is basically just compost. And then this is all the other stuff in there. So now we're going to do green aminos, 2 tablespoons. This stuff's so thin you can literally just add it in here. Okay, we got 2 tablespoons of that. Now we got our insect frass, which is going to be 1/2 cup. You can just add that. Actually, let's put it in here. It's just very thin, so it comes out of the screen anyways. Insect frass, and then we got our kelp meal. I'm gonna do 1/2 cup of this. And there we go. So now we're gonna wrap this thing up. Gonna wanna just fold this over like this. And then buckle this buckle here, like so. And then we're gonna attach our carabiner there. Got our thing right here, just like that. Set this in the bucket and then plug in our pump. And there you have it. We'll come back and check on this in a little bit, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like. So you're gonna start seeing bubbles and stuff on top. That's good. It means the microbes are doing very well. So we're gonna let that brew for a little bit, for at least 24 hours, and I'll come back tomorrow and show you what it looks like, and we'll apply it to our plants. All right guys, Twin Cities Peppers back here. It's been about a day and a half, and we're ready to use this compost tea. I'll show you kind of what it looks like. Very nasty, but very good. The nastier the better. There were a lot of bubbles on here. The action has kind of calmed down a little bit, but I think we're ready to go here. And I did add molasses kind of halfway through to give them a little bit extra food to consume. I'm just gonna take this watering can here and fill this thing up. A little goes a long way here. You can dilute this by 10, 1 part tea to 10 parts water. But I just put a little bit on top of the soil and then water it in a little bit. So typically about quarter gallon to half gallon per plant seems to do the trick. So I like to use a watering can. It really kind of spreads it out more evenly. You can also do foliar application with this. Show my aloe a little bit of love here. And what this is doing, guys, we're adding microbial life back to the soil, keeping that soil alive and well. Sometimes your watering can will get kind of clogged up from the particulates that are in this. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the compost tea to all these plants, and I'll be right back for the wrap up of this video. Alright guys, so I got all of the compost tea on all these pots and in my bed. Just kind of wanted to show you what I do from here. I'll do this to all the pots. Alright guys, so I got done applying all the compost tea to the pots here, and I am now going to show you a couple more things that you'll want to do. At least I do. I like it's really hot right now, so the more water the better for these guys. And I'm trying to get the cover crop to germinate underneath here. Sometimes it dries out, so I'll water it every day, just the top, but this helps disperse the compost tea into the pots. Like I said, you can do 10 parts water to 1 part compost tea, so I'm just going to kind of water this in 1 to 3-ish. So 1 part compost tea to 3 parts water, and then I'll show you where we go from there. So one more thing, guys, you're going to want to have the RV filter just to dechlorinate your water before applying. These are active live microbes that are going into this, and you don't want to disturb them with any chlorine. So I'll post a link in the description to that filter. You can get it on Amazon, and it lasts pretty much a season and a half, so it'll last you a while. But yeah, that's something you're going to want to think about getting. So I watered that in. Now we have this. What can you do with this? This is the remainder of the components we put into the compost tea. I'm going to unbuckle this. You can actually use this to apply this to any of your pots. I select one each time I do compost tea. This one, it's going to be the TS Maruga Yellow times Yellow Brain Strain. So I'm just going to dump this out on here. This is very rich in nutrients as well, so don't want to go wasting this. And your rocks that are in there are going to fall out, obviously. You just want to remove those. Okay. Take these rocks out here. And we're just going to kind of sprinkle that all over the top of the soil. It's very good stuff you don't want to throw away. So. And we're going to do one more water. Kind of disperse this into the soil. And that is just going to be awesome for the plant. So make sure you don't waste that part. Next up, we're going to clean our stuff. So make sure you got to make sure you have a clean bin, or else you could get bad bacteria in there, and you don't want that when you're making compost tea. So a little bit of bleach. Should do it. And I'm just going to fill this up about halfway. While you're at it, you can get this ready for washing off. So what I do, I flip this inside out here. Not the cleanest process, but it's really good. So I basically just flip this inside out. I'll put it in here for now. You're also going to want to put this in here as well. Give everything a good rinse. So I'm going to give it some time for this to fill up, and I'll be right back. Rinse off the sides of the container, and I take that back. Let's just fill it up all the way here so it can soak and get bleach on there. I might add a little bit more bleach to that. So yeah, we're just going to let that sit for about an hour or so, and then I'm going to use this brush to just kind of scrub it out. I'll dump out most of the water, scrub it out with this brush with the remaining water, and then rinse it one more time. And then you should be set for the next time you make compost tea. I hope this video helped. I'll post the recipe that I used in the description below, and as well as the RB filter and where you can find that, and then where you can find the different components, at least the Boogie Brew. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, found it useful. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.